I've done 2 seasons now, and in all that time I've never toe and heeled. So the problem I have with this is the pedal spacing just doesn't work for me. So what I do when I toe and heel is I press the brake and then I roll my foot over, but you can see my foot is not even getting to the actual pedal. Now apparently my fellow racers, a lot of them do this. They twist their foot right round and press the accelerator. I don't think I can do that. I don't feel as though I've got enough control over the brake pedal. I probably have actually, but it doesn't work too well for me. So what I've come up with is a printed part, a part printed on my 3D printer that enables me to toe and heel in this car. Before we get into this, let me tell you about my website. So pauloffordracing.com. I think the thing you're going to find interesting here is this build guide. If you go into there, you'll find a list of all the videos that I've produced, gathered together in subjects. So each of these is a link out to a video, and click on that and it'll take you to the YouTube video. And you can see we're covering engine, transmission, steering and front suspension, rear suspension, brakes, interior, electrics and some other stuff. Whether you're racing a 116 trophy car or if you're just trying to maintain a road car, I think you'll find this useful. Let's take a look at the components of the solution. So we've got the throttle assembly itself, or accelerator assembly. Gas pedal assembly, yeah, whatever. This is held in the car by a single bolt at the bottom here. In your road car, you'll probably find you have a plastic plug in there, which you have to prise out with a small screwdriver. And then underneath that, you'll find a 5mm hex screw. So it's a hex socket, you know, Allen socket screw. So undo that, and then the back of this hooks over a piece of metal on the bulkhead of the car. On a road car, it's actually poking through the carpet, so you will actually get it come out the other side. And what you do is you simply lift it up and then you'll be able to pull it away from the bulkhead. Don't go mad pulling it, because then what you want to do is lay it over on its side, and then you'll find there's an electric connection here. You need to pinch each side of it and then pull down or pull away from this, and that will come away quite easily. Pretty easy to get this in and out. Now you'll see that I've actually drilled some holes in this, and I'll explain what they're for in a second. So the next component is this. This is the piece I printed on my 3D printer. My plan is to make this available, and I'll drop the details of the availability of the file to print this. I'll put that at the end of this video. I'll provide the file in a fairly... In fact, what I might do is I might do it in 2 formats. I might give you I think it's called GCOM. I'm not brilliant on 3D printing, but I think it's called GCOM file, which should be fairly universal for any 3D printer. But what I'll also do is I use Fusion 360 to draw this, and I'll try and provide the Fusion 360 file as well in case you want to modify it. Okay, so you can see how this fits on here, I'm sure. So we've got some screws here. There are 2 different lengths. I'll go over the actual lengths in a minute, but the longer ones go at the bottom here, and they go in the holes through the pedal. And through there. So you can see that I've used panhead, I think you call them panhead, don't you, screws, because then I won't catch my foot on them. I was a bit concerned about using hex heads or Allen keys, because I didn't want to catch my foot. So they're quite smooth. I haven't had any problems with them. So they seem quite good. You can see I've got a washer just to spread the load, and you'll need that, otherwise it will probably just pull through the plastic, although the plastic is pretty hard, I have to say. And then I've got nylock washers. So these pan head screws are M6s. Now let me just I'll just drop the screws on here just temporarily so that we can, so it doesn't all fall apart. Okay, you see the idea. Now the beauty of having these slotted holes is that I can adjust the position of the pad relative to the actual accelerator pedal. And in fact, I run it quite a long way over here to the left. That seems to suit me, but you can obviously choose your own position. Now, it has an effect in two ways. The first way is it does bring the accelerator pedal closer to your foot simply because it's about 20 mil thick. So that's bringing your foot 20 mil further up. And then, of course, by sliding it backwards and forwards and getting it in the right position, you can position it closer to the brake pedal. There is a trade-off here, obviously. If you get it too close to the brake pedal, you may start clipping the accelerator when you're braking, when that's not your intention. So, you have to just mess around with this and get it right. The screw lengths, I said I'd talk about the screw lengths. So actually I'm going to take them out and measure them again. But I think basically the bottom ones are 35 mil and the top one is 30 mil, and that's measuring the full length from the top of the top face here right to the end of the screw. I'm never quite sure how you're supposed to measure these, and the trouble is I've cut these all down from 40 mil screws, so I can't even tell you what it was originally on original sizes. Okay, now the reason it's important that you get these right is because if you have too much screw sticking out the other side, it actually could stop you using flooring the accelerator, using the full throttle range. So in fact, when I first did this top one, it was sticking down too far and I wasn't able to get the pedal right down. So you just need to be careful on that, but of course you need enough sticking out so that the nylock actually works. So let me get this all bolted up and tightened up, and then we'll have a look at what happens when we put it back in the car. Okay, as you can see now, I've got the pad in position on the accelerator. So if I hold my foot on the brake and I roll my foot over, you can see that actually I can now blip the throttle. In fact, the brake pedal will go down further when the engine's running because the servo obviously pulls the brake in further, so that makes it slightly easier. But this seems like a good solution. It works for me, so perhaps it will work for you. Here's where you'll find the files to print the accelerator pad. So go to the build guide, scroll down to interior, and you'll see, so interior just here, you'll see accelerator pad to help with toe and heel. Here's the list of the parts just to confirm the sizes of the screws, and then here are the two files, the source file, the Fusion 360 file, which will enable you to modify the design, and the G-code file. If you want to download these, just click on that and you'll see that up here on the right it's downloaded. So I hope you found that interesting, and I'll catch you on the next one.